Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome. You listen to Just My Two Cents? I'm doing a special Sunday evening edition of my recap / preview show. I wasn't going to go live at all. I was supposed to have my last stream this past Saturday, I guess. Did a pregame right before the fights, literally right up until the start of the fights. But UFC Vegas 87 was just too crazy and too good. I had to come back on one more time to get my thoughts on what happened and let you know how I did and give a little preview for UFC 299. Big pay-per-view coming up this weekend in Florida. So I'm going to give you my thoughts, kind of my general thoughts on that card. And it's not going to be a long stream, maybe like an hour and a half at the most. But I just kind of want to get this stream or video or whatever out there on the record. Hiatus. But you never know. I'm kind of like the old lady and I are kind of between locations right now, so there's still Wi-Fi here, so I may keep streaming, but I don't know, man. It's picking up with the move and stuff, and I don't know. I may just not have time to. We'll see. But yeah, man, gonna keep this one pretty short and sweet. But I gotta talk about Vegas 87. So I'll go through the fight card one by one, tell you how to do my picks and my bets, and what I thought about the fights in general. Give you a brief overview of UFC 299. I have made a couple bets already, so I will get those out there on the record, and then but without further ado, I do want to give you my thoughts on UFC Vegas 87. Before I do, I want to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to the Dome, the greatest group chat in the world. Shout out to my dude, Aaron the Dog. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, Aaron the Dog MMA Movie Trivia. He does a Wednesday night UFC breakdown show at 10 p.m. every week or every time there's a fight card. So, yeah, check out this last week's episode of his. It was awesome. And I'm going to be mentioning his name here again real shortly because he had a big part in why UFC Vegas 87 was so crazy and awesome for me. So I'm definitely going to circle back around to one Aaron the dog here in a second. But shout out to him and the rest of the homies in the dome. Shout out to my dude Big Show Picks for this sick overlay and the backgrounds that I can now use if I have guests coming to the show or coming to the panel. Also, check out the latest episode of Locker Room Talk, Pub Sports Radio's podcast. This past week's episode was really fucking awesome. I had a lot of fun doing it. So shout out to Big Show, Mills, Billy, and everyone else that's been involved in that. And shout out to the boys at Pub. So yeah, had a pretty crazy week of streaming and breaking down these fights and talking about them with everybody. And like lo and behold, by the time Saturday came around, I was pretty hyped for him. For a fight card that looked like dude, it looks so bad on paper. It actually really did deliver. And it seems like that's kind of a trend. Like that's kind of happens. Like it's semi-common, where it's like, God, it looks like this card is going to suck. And then it just delivers. So yeah, ironic. But it was crazy. There were some crazy finishes. And I'm going to tell you what I thought about each one. I got a couple avatars up for where they're necessary. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and say right off the bat, UFC Vegas 87 was has been my greatest card of the year so far as predictions and gambling. And biggest night of the year. And the fights were crazy, man. And most of them did fucking deliver. So yeah, shit on paper, but I gotta give it an A, man. I mean, like I said, a lot of my my own like success and like that had a lot to do with it, but it was still a crazy card, dude. So let's talk about it. Little after dinner mint. Some rainbow belts. So yeah, I normally go live Monday, but I cannot go live this Monday. Like I said, right in the middle of a move, and there's a lot of shit to do, and I cannot use the old lady's computer. She needs it for work, and mine is not awesome. So I'm going to take the opportunities where I can while I still can, because it's going to be a point where the internet's cut here, and I'll just be on hiatus until we get internet in the new place. But like I said before, I'll still be available to do guest appearances and stuff like that from my phone. But that's the update as far as this channel and the streaming on this channel is concerned. So I also put this disclaimer up there, as I always say. Anything I say on this channel, these are just my opinions. That's literally why I named this channel what I did, because it's just my 2 cents on everything. So it does not reflect the views necessarily of Aaron the Dog, Pub Sports Radio, the Dome, my moderators, or anyone else that I am associated with in this community or on the internet. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Now, without further ado, let's talk about UFC Vegas 87. There's a couple people in the building. Oh, what up, boy? Well, got a big show first in the motherfucking chat. What you doing, Bobo? What's up, player? How are you doing? What you know good? You were just in time, my friend. About to launch into this 87 recap. Yeah, dude. Good episode of the podcast this week, man. It got spicy. It was a great success. Bunch of downloads, man. Download that podcast anywhere you can. Nice, dude. Shit, yeah. Little Will Snipe Selly. 2 Cents radio show. Let's fucking go. Um, but yeah, man, sick episode, and yeah, I'm gonna talk more about it. Shit, without further ado, 3 people in the building. Let's do it. Um, oh, also before I get started talking about the results and all that, and the gambling and all that shit, this is just these are my bets. I'm not telling anyone else what to bet. I can point you in about 10 different directions for better advice. There's certainly way sharper dudes at pub. There are way sharper dudes in the dome that are on bet MMA tips. I would consider Aaron the dog sharper than myself. Whether he agrees with that or not, I think he just is. So yeah, I would point people in those directions. This is just for entertainment. So tailor your own risk. If you're having trouble with it, call that number or whatever number is for that in your area. Now, dude, right off the bat, and I was talking about this on Saturday with Moy. Shout out to Big Moyes. He's been a kind of a co-host for these pre-games that I've been doing on Saturday right before the fights, and it was another good one, man. So shout out to Big Moyes. Moyes was on this too, man. I'm trying to remember, was Billy on Loic? I can't remember, dude, but this is how I thought it was going to play out. I know Aaron was on Loic, and I said I'm going to mention the name Aaron the dog again because Loic was the first leg in the Zhang Li parlay. You're going to hear that more than once during the stream. Zhang Li parlay. Loic was the first leg. So Aaron was on Loic. I think Billy was on Loic too. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think Billy was on Loic. Your boy, of course, Jackie Boy was on Loic. So yeah, there was definitely a little bit of consensus with the homies that this is kind of what was going to happen. But yeah, man, there was definitely some people on El Sawadi too. And it was definitely this way. But because, and I think Moyes even talked about this too during the pregame and kind of in the dome leading up to it, was that like Loic could potentially get robbed or just kind of like ground out. And that was starting to happen a little bit. Like he was starting to get pushed against the fence. He was starting to kind of like look like he was slowing down. It's like, fuck, here we go again, man. This dude's just going to be a wrestling rat. And then third round, it was not long into the third round. He was shuffle stepping into because El Sawadi was backing up and he was walking forward. So it was like left hook, and then he stepped into the to the overhand right, bounced it right off the top of his fucking head. And yeah, dude, El Sawadi ain't got no chin. I did find it surprising that when people were breaking down this fight, so many people were ass backwards on it, just with their read. Not even like which fighter they were on, but just like how they were breaking down the fight. They're like, well, I don't know. Like, Loic's got good wrestling, but El Sawadi cracks. It's like, what? That is, dude, Sawadi is the better grappler. Loic is the fucking bruiser. And people just didn't. A couple people did, but some people wouldn't even mention El Sawadi's chin. They're like, oh, he's lost a couple times. It's like, you're not even saying how he lost. His durability is shit. He can't take a fucking punch. Like, I love Loic, but he's a fucking pretty much a PFL jobber, dude. He does have knockouts. He does have power. This is why I bet Loic. So, yeah. Cash out, motherfucker. Just, he hurt him in the first round. El Sawadi pretty clearly won the second. And then, man, just late stoppage too, man. Tanyani, like, don't give a fuck. I couldn't tell if it was like he was like hates Palestine or just really wanted Palestine to, pull off the late upset. Maybe, I don't know. He was fucking out, dude. He was pretty much unconscious. Like, he ate about 15 unanswered like hammer fists from a dude who has a fucking like Ninja Turtle back. It's like, god damn, Chris. Yep. Yep. Sure was. Yeah. Shout out to Mills, man. Didn't go his way, but he was not the only person on El Salwadi. There's a bunch of people on him. He doesn't. That's how he, and that's not always how I. It's not like always my determining factor, but that is something that I look at, dude. If you like look at how dudes win and lose fights, that's not like the only thing I do, but that's where I start to construct things. Is like that's one of the things that I bake into my capping and my analysis, prediction analysis, whatever. Is like, how is this dude continuing to lose fights? Or how is this dude winning fights? Can he do it like in more than one way? Is he? I don't know. So those are things that I look at, and it's like, dude, it's just over and over and over. When this guy would lose, he'd just get fucking dirted, like, and getting hurt all the time too. And yeah, just I had a feeling Loic was tougher. I knew he was a better striker. I knew he hit harder, and I knew he was more durable. And it just all just check, 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 check. So yeah, that was a nice one. So let's fucking go. All the Loic army got her done, boys. So shout out to Loic Razabov, man. This is kind of what I thought was going to happen too. Klein just destroyed AJ Cunningham. I feel bad. I do feel bad for him. Everybody's talking about they feel bad for that Sopai kid. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But if there was anyone I felt bad for, is Cunningham, man. That is just too much, too big of a. Shout out to him for taking that whooping on short notice, because he was, man, he got thrown to the slaughter. And yeah, just that was only going to go one way. He throws back, and if it was somebody that like Ludovic's pretty tough. I think he's been knocked out before. I think he was a little chinnier at 45, but he's a pretty tough dude. There's some people that might have gotten dropped by some of the shit that Cunningham's thrown back, but Klein's also really fast, and he's defensively pretty sound. Like he has quick reflexes. He's good at aware of the return fire in the pocket, and he's good at distance management. And yeah, I like Klein a good bit more at 55. And tough sledding for Cunningham, man. He just went in there. I hope he got show money, and just he is a fighter that I really think could whoop some ass in like PFL, Bellator. Like, go try and win you some money, dude. The competition is lighter. I don't know, man. I'm not saying he could win $1 million or anything, but it's gonna be tough unless he's just gonna be an action fighter, which it seems like that's what he's gonna be. It's man, but I'll tell you what though. How about that my Gary Chudon? Front kick, right to the midsection, right to the guts. It was dude, I fucking love that kick. It's one of my favorite kicks. And I love seeing it used in UFC and like in MMA. That's not a push kick, man. That's a snap kick. Snap kick with the toes back, knee up first, right in the fucking guts. It's such an awesome kick. It's such a satisfying kick to throw and land, and to see it finishing dudes. It does damage too, man. Like to see it being used in finishing fights in the UFC is so fucking. Every time I see it, I'm like, yes, dude, yes. Whoosh. I get to chew on those. And they were saying it on the broadcast, and it's true. Fighters that are watching that, man, you can't get the dude out of there. Fucking go to the body, head, body, head, head, body, head, Mick. This is kind of what I thought was going to happen. Not in the exact way. Like I figured Duncan would get him out of there, but I thought it would be kind of like a couple of the other finishes where it's just like a big fucking flash KO. But Duncan, like Christian Leroy Duncan smashed this guy, brother. He's taking this guy down. He's smashing him. Like Christian Leroy Nurmagomedov, dude. Just hammer smashed him, man. Those elbows were filthy. Just crushed him. Ribeiro looked so fucking shell shocked too, man. He really dude, he was turtling up bad against the fence, wouldn't throw back. There's another guy I'm gonna talk about that was very just way. He's another dude. He ain't long for the UFC. He had a like a flashy knockout on Contender Series and had a win or two, but it's like, dude, it's just a flash in a pan, if you ask me. But man, here we go. Oh man, dude, I wish this dude was in here right now. But I'm definitely gonna give him his flowers. There was almost no one on Aiemann Zahabi. There were a couple people. So I'm not saying this was maybe the only dude on earth that was on Zahabi, but there is no one that I know of or have seen, no one that had the nutsack to fucking parlay Aiemann Zahabi. A couple of dudes out there took the shot on the dog. Definitely a good look, but there's a little bit of a difference at like taking a stab at plus 600 and putting that in a fucking parlay. Extremely risky. Like I said, Aaron is the only person that I've seen that had the balls to fucking parlay Aiemann Zahabi. He put him in a 5-leg parlay that he does every week, known as the Zhang Li parlay. And we were on stream Wednesday, and no, dude, don't do it. This is going to be the one that busts it. He's like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm like, all right, dude. You know, I'm a ride with it regardless. Like, whether I think it's going to hit or not, like, 2 cents tails the Zhang Li. That's just pour la cultura. That's just how I roll. You know what I'm saying? But in my head, I'm like, all right, here we go. Like, he must see something, and boy, did he ever. So I got to give Aaron a ton of credit on that. Didn't nobody fucking parlay no Aiemann Zahabi, dude. Like I said, a couple dudes bet it, and it was a fantastic underdog. And I thought he won the fight. I'll be honest with you. I picked Javid Basharat. And dude, a ton of people were parlaying Javid. But that's why I didn't want to do it. That's why I didn't want to parlay a fucking minus 900. And I'm sorry, man. He got exposed. Like, Aiemann Zahabi is not a bad fighter, but if you take a step back, most people would probably call him a jobber. Like, maybe a high-end jobber. He's definitely gone on a streak and is starting to, like, you know, definitely get more into the high end. But I don't know anybody that really considers Aiemann Zahabi elite necessarily, or even like a ranked fighter, and to kind of just get like tuned up like that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this is kind of what a lot of people were saying about Basharat. I kind of suspected this about him. I didn't have the balls to pick Aiemann. I thought he was just going to do his thing, like just do his like point fighting thing. But man, he got tuned up in the second and third round. Like, Zahabi was landing the heavier strikes, definitely the heavier head strikes, and Javid wasn't reacting to it well. He would pull back, and he was getting knocked all around. You can see it right there, dude. That's right after Aiemann landed a right hand. I think it's in the third round right there. And yeah, dude, just real bad visuals. And yeah, got exposed to me. Again, I'm not going to. Aiemann Zahabi is not someone that I'm really excited. That was more like, I don't want to take anything away from Zahabi, man. And I'm definitely not going to take anything away from Aaron the dog or anybody else that bet Zahabi, because that was brilliant. But keep my my expectations very much in check. But for Basharat, like, that's kind of a bad look, dude. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. That's kind of a bad look. A guy that's a low volume counterpuncher that mostly just needs the fucking KO, and then Aiemann starts to like Aiemann didn't couldn't even spell the word jab. And then in the third round, he's just pumping the broomstick out, popping Javid in the face with it, and put blood all up in his nose, busting him up, like cut his face open, and I don't know, man. Basharat couldn't get the takedowns going. I think he's a little bit of a fraud, dude. I think he's a little not like a bum, but just a little fraudulent compared to the expectations. So we'll see what happens, man. But that's not a good look, man. Stock dropping like whoa on Javid Basharat. Cash him. Nice. So yeah, dude. Let's talk about this shit, man. How many times have we seen this? I have seen it more than a few, but I'll tell you what, brother, it does not get old. Boys, karma is for real. I had a feeling, dude. I'm not saying it is the reason, but I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't feel good about it. This kid fucking running his mouth. I mean, that's why I was saying about that thing earlier about AJ Cunningham. I feel sorry for Cunningham. He got thrown to the wolves against Klein. This was a competitive fight. Bernardo is a talented fighter. No doubt about it, man. I cannot deny that he has good fighting skills. But what he also is a very largely untested, cocky, way overconfident greenhorn. He's only 23 years old, and he was really fucking mouthing off this past week about what he was going to do to Oliveira, especially at the fucking stare downs, dude. So I think he'll pump himself up a little bit. Probably a little scared, honestly. Not like scared to fight, but like, look like he got the jitters a little bit. And that's how he, overreacted, like overcorrected by, making himself, bigger and louder and like, I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to knock you the fuck out. And it's like, okay. Fighting literally a Brazilian gangster. Reformed gangster. On all the fucking secret juice. Sopaj probably is too. I mean, several people have pointed that out. It's like they're probably both fucking juiced up, but Oliveira definitely is. And he is huge for that weight class. But man, people thought they were really fucking cute with this Sopaj underdog play. It's like this motherfucker. Oliveira had the strength of schedule advantage. He had the power advantage. I don't know what people were talking about, though, man. I will give him credit for that. Sopaj is definitely a good grappler, and it was looking bad for Oliveira in the second round. It looked like he was about to get fucking pounded out. That was a horrible visual. He had his arm pinned, and he had to get really desperate to re-guard and get himself out of that situation. But the whippersnapper just fucking gassed himself out, dude. And I'll tell you what, when Oliveira did the fucking baseball grip and did the 2-on-1 and put his arm on the opposite side and basically broke the back take and reversed the position or whatever. There's I'm sure, technical shit for whatever that's fucking called. But when he reversed the position, goddamn it. Like, go back and look at the end of the second round. He looks so like, I am surprised, not surprised. Boxing, I don't know if those coaches will let him go out there again, dude, because he was fucked up. Not only was he out of it mentally, like the coach was literally like, not literally, but like, yo, snap out of it. Bernardo, are you with me? Are you listening to me? And he was fucked up. He was broken because, dude, Oliveira really started fucking smashing him at the end of the second round. That ground and pound was filthy, and he was very accurate with it. That where the dude was so fucked up he didn't even realize that head kick, and he started walking to his corner like the round was over, and there was still like a second left. Like Oliveira could have knocked him out right there, but he definitely did not recover between rounds. His leg was fucked up too, and all of that. His corner fucking. They were just send him back out there. They're like, you just got to give it everything you got, and he's just this fucking man. I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for this kid. I was like, no, you got to feel for Bernardo. He took dude. That's what you fucking get, dude. Because if he would have won, everyone would have been sucking his fucking dick and dogging all over Lope Dog. But yeah, everyone on SoPie thought they were so fuck. Because I'm telling you, people love doing this shit. They love being the one that can say, I told you about this guy, this young kid before anybody, before he became champion. You can say, I was the one that discovered this fucking. Everyone loves being the fucking UFC talent scout. And they really thought they had one with SoPie. Nah. Very talented. Likely has a bright future ahead of him. But dude, he got force-fed a huge slice of humble pie, and he fucking deserved it too. Rumble, young man, rumble him all right. Getting the fucking break speed off him and then shadow realm like that. Dude, that's an early knockout of the year contender. That will be on a short list for my end of the year KOs of the year. Not only because the visual was so fucking crazy, but because I had Oliveira in my Locker Room Talk podcast, baby. I had him in the podcast parlay. Vinicius Oliveira, Lope Dog. Do we have a problem? Was the first leg and my version of the podcast parlay. So it was a little bit of a sweat in the second round, but once the tables turned, it won't no going back. And that ended up passing with flying knee colors. Yeah, beautiful line. It was like I got him like minus 120 or something. So yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, let that be a lesson to all you believe in yourself, but keep some of that shit to yourself because you can definitely. You see that shit. Get out there, overcorrect, get out in front of your skis, bite off more than you can chew. Write a check. You have in your mouth. Write a check your ass can't cash. There you go. So yeah, I don't feel sorry for him, man. I feel sorry for Cunningham. I don't feel sorry for SoPie. Yeah, I agree. For sure. So that's enough about that. But that was karma's for real, dude, and that was really fucking satisfying. Everyone's like, well, he might not have a bright future after that. It's like, dude, maybe not. Shouldn't run your motherfucking mouth. What are you gonna do, man? You fucking mouthed off to this dude who's literally like a killer, and you think he's gonna beat the fuck out of you? Can only feel so sorry for that, man. Did it to himself. Cry me a river. Eric Anders out grapples Jamie Pickett. He almost got knocked the fuck out. Like he almost got sparked out cold. I really thought it was over right there. Jamie Pickett flattened him, and he was lucky that wasn't stopped. But he came back and showed that he's been working on his grappling a lot and is the better grappler. Expected him to finish Pickett, but after he got almost destroyed, I kind of see why he wanted to just play it safe. All right, let me fucking win a grappling match here. It looked like he was breaking Pickett though, man. It looked like break it. It looked like Pickett was about to quit, and we're going to talk about quitting. Them not a good look for either of them, honestly. I don't see how Pickett's still in the UFC. I thought he got kicked out of the UFC, honestly. I thought he was given his walking papers. But yeah. Andres gets it done. I thought he ended up deserving the win in the end, but kind of lackluster, except for Pickett almost starching him. But yeah. And shout out to Mills. I know Mills had Anders as his like the version of his parlay, his leg or whatever. So yeah, that one cash. I thought he won, but got hairy for a second. I'm gonna say this too, man. I don't like Anders at 85. I know he's big, and that's probably why he's doing it. But dude, he's really compromised, man. Like, I'm not saying Jamie Pickett is like doesn't have any power, doesn't have any knockouts or anything, but man, if you're getting almost flattened by Jamie Pickett like that, like dude, there's some people in middleweight just turn your fucking lights out. So I think that weight, he looked rough on the scales, and I just feel like he's compromised at middleweight. But yeah, he's big, and if he gets a hold of it, he's just slow, man. He's very slow but powerful as fuck. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with him. Let's see. Roll through these. Man, I didn't think it was going to be like this. Did not think it was going to be like this. I thought it would be like a club and sub maybe, but yeah, he fucking shadow realmed him, dude. Sparked him out. It wasn't for long. He went in and out. Woke up pretty quick, but he definitely got put out. Nasty two-piece combo too, man. Cross to the body, left hook upstairs, no look left hook. Chanel never saw it. And he doesn't have the best chin. And yeah. Pretty crazy, like not really fair with Loke Dog, but if it wasn't for Loke Dog, this would have been the knockout of the night. But still pretty crazy, man. Chanel's been put out like that a couple times, and Bernardo had never had anything like that. He'd never been beaten like that. Chanel has been starched a few times, but still a crazy knockout. So shout out to Steve Erceg, man. There are people that have looked way worse against Matt Schnell that are considered really good fighters. So yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Erceg, man. That's what I like to see against a dude where it's like that's the advantage you have. And that's usually where Schnell has the advantage. Is like he's usually the quicker striker, but it was kind of a speed parity with Erceg. Like he has good boxing too. He's really quick. The length is a little more, and yeah, just a little bit sharper, younger, sharper, way less damage. So man, I love what I'm seeing from Erceg. It's what, like his fourth win, first finish. Like his stock is definitely going up because Schnell, like he's been in there with shit, name him. Been in there with the top of the division, and yeah, Erceg is starting to make a splash, dude. Let's see what the future holds for Steve. He's a good Aussie fighter. What up, homie? Schnell was robbed. Schnell was robbed. If Erceg follows up, Schnell wakes up and subs him, right? What's up, Cheeser? Yeah, I agree. He's got skills, man. He definitely. I like that take. He has skills to pass down. There's no reason he needs to keep going in there against these because he is a victim of like being a skilled fighter with like a bad weakness. So he's skilled enough to where he can like compete in the fight with very skilled opponents until they find the kill shot. So that's where it's like it's his Achilles heel, and it's a bad one. But yeah, that's kind of Chanel's in a tough spot. But yeah, I like that. I think it's probably the smart move. I wish more fighters would do that, honestly. Don't have an avatar for this one, but I need to go back and rewatch this because I scored it for Umar. I pretty sure he. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I really need to go back and rewatch it. I thought he won. He used Father's Plan. He out-grappled Beksat. I tell you what, dude, Beksat, I know Umar is an incredible Sambo specialist. He comes from the Nurmagomedov bloodline. I get all of that. But, dude, Almakhan, didn't even think about defending the single leg takedown. It reminded me of a jiu-jitsu dude that's just accepts it. Okay, I'm going to go right down to my guard and throw a submission up. He didn't even try to defend it. But I know Umar is a beast, but goddamn, they were just, the takedowns were coming so fucking easy in the second and third round. So yeah, they got hairy early, man. Umar got clipped, dropped bad. So yeah, another guy kind of like Bernardo Sopai. It's I want to see some more from Almakhan, and I think he will win fights because it's different debuting against another guy that's debuting and then debuting against fucking Umar Nurmagomedov. So I was way more impressed with Almakhan than I was with Sopai. Although I thought Sopai looked good when he got the grappling going. I was impressed with Almakhan, but that takedown defense, dude, you got to work on that. There's Umar is not the only one that can fucking ragdoll your ass at bantamweight. I'll tell you that. I think everybody fucking knows that. So with it being that big of a division, I would say Almakhan definitely got some talent. Pretty young fighter himself, but yeah, work on that TDD for sure. What I would say. And he definitely asked. So shout out to the 4 people in the building. He's smart. Yeah, he did not really want to stand and bang with Almakhan for too much, or too long, rather. I mean, he can be exciting, but yeah, if he needs to, brother, he's using Father's Plan. Speaking of Dagestani grapplers, now I sort of kind of get what the fuss was about with Mokaev and him maybe not looking like not looking like a massive favorite, looking more of a pick'em, but he clearly won the story. Dude, what did Perez do besides defend Look, Perez had really good takedown defense. I absolutely fucking hated Mokaev just dropping down to his knees. You want to talk about bad visuals, man. God damn, that is such a terrible visual. Just dropping down to his knees like that to try and grab an ankle or something. Everyone said he kept doing those peek outs, but it took so long for him to do them, just almost minutes at a time, ticking off the clock while he's just sitting there on his almost on his knees, basically. It was just a really, dude, stop doing that. Whoever his coach is, please tell him to stop doing that. Either try for another takedown or just don't. Feet. As did Jack fucking shit on the feet, dude. He was getting tuned. Even when Mokaev was tired, he was lighting him up. Every time he threw something, he landed. So yeah, good takedown defense from Perez, but that's all he fucking did. So yeah, weird, the worst takedown entries. He needs to work on those. Those are horrible, man. Insane. Really, I've never seen something like that from a guy that's considered that good of a grappler. To have that weird and that shaky of takedown entries for a dude who's like a vaunted like sambo grappler. Like I guess he's really young, but it's like pick that mother locker, get a body locker, something, dude. Just weird, dude. Very weird. But I thought he won. And with that, definitely catch the pub parlay. The pub podcast parlay, rather. Locker Room Talk. It is the hottest podcast that you can download right now, anywhere. Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, etc. Check out this past week's episode. It was awesome. I'm such a dumbass, man. I thought all three of the parlays had cashed. Unfortunately, I think Billy had Basharat in his, but the one that Mills had with Anders, so yeah, shout out to the boys. Sorry about that, Billy. I'm a fucking dumbass stoner and didn't double check that. I saw the I think someone else was in it too, Umar or something like that. It was like Umar and Javed or something. But anyways, so yeah, that's my B. But yeah, man. So that felt good. Cash that. It was a sweat. I was definitely sweating that. I was like, dude, as the seconds were ticking off and he's just sitting there on his knees, I'm like, oh my God, dude, what the fuck are you doing? There's like a minute left in the fight. Like, Jesus Christ, stop doing this. But yeah, he got it done. He got to get his man Strumpf for sure. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Kaepernick level kneeling. Yep. He was doing his best Aljo. So I got to eat crow here. I have to eat crow for the Javed Basharat pick, but this is why I didn't bet Pedro. He is just an untrustworthy motherfucker. Now, I got to eat the crow because I picked him. But this is why I had the trepidation about betting him. I was staring at that money line on like Sunday and Monday. Man, like Tyson Pedro plus 245. Like that doesn't seem right. That seems wide. I said it all throughout the week. And I stood on that. But this is kind of why it's like I just couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger. There's just something like, I was worried about him getting knocked out. And I think he was too. Because he would just not engage, man. He played it way too safe. Come to find out, dude, he was on the verge of like, all right, if I lose this, I'm retiring. And that's why anytime I hear the word, just a whisper about the R word, that's a fade, man. That's an auto fade because the fighter in their mind is already 1 foot out the door. It doesn't matter if it's 25%, 50%. They're already, some part of them has checked out mentally from fighting. And I dog Joe Rogan a lot and give him a lot of shit and think he's very overrated in a lot of aspects. But sometimes he really does drop some nuggets of wisdom. And like, he is 100% right when he says that martial arts has to be, especially fighting, it has to be a singular pursuit. Not necessarily martial arts, but like fighting, if you're going to be a pro fighter, that has to be all you fucking do, man. Not talking about like something you do when you do have spare time to like keep yourself from going nuts. But like, if you're thinking about, like, I just want to have a family and just not like, it ain't going to work. This is not. And then it just did it not after the fact, knowing that he retired afterwards, did it not look like a guy where he was like, yeah, I'm just showing up. He looked like he was just showing up for a check, showing up to not get knocked out and just survive, not get killed. He just refused to go out on a shield. I guess I don't blame him, but it's like, he kind of lame. Definitely lame for anybody to bet on him. And this is why I didn't bet on him. He's just he was an up and down dude his whole career. You know, has great wins over like Khalil Roundtree and Craig, and then he loses to a guy like Modestas Bukauskas. There's always an excuse with him too. It's like, oh, he lost to Shogun because he hurt this. He lost to so and so because he hurt that. Now he's saying he's hurt. For as big as a dude as he is, he has a frail body. Not frail, but fragile. Very fragile. Someone's always getting injured. He's always hurting something. He's not a very like. Is tough the right word? Like, he's tough. All fighters are tough, but like for a fighter, for like a high level fighter, so like he does have skill, but like he's getting out grappled. He's got a black belt and he's just getting like smoked in the grappling and just won't pull the trigger. Like he must have. I could count on one fucking hand the amount of times he threw a right hand. He just wouldn't let any of his offense go. I think he just fought scary, dude. He fought like he was scared of getting fucking knocked out. So yeah, disappointing for anyone that bet on him. That is exactly why I didn't, though. I don't know what else to say about it. Exactly, dude. I could not agree more. Fuckers. Yeah, they probably did. Dirty sons of bitches. So yeah, man. Main event time. Got a little bit to say about it. I already pretty much did my gloating yesterday, so I just kind of want to talk about the fight and yeah, I guess do a little bit of gloating shit. Fuck it. What did I fucking tell y'all? Shit. So apparently Gazib was beaten to the point that he couldn't see. And Biggie Boy gets the TKO at the end of the fourth round. Between 4 and 5. Shamil Gazib could not answer the bell at the start of the 5th round, and the fight got stopped. TKO. But let me just first say this. I got a couple things I want to say. First of all, shout out to Biggie Boy Rosenstrike. He has won me money in the past, but he definitely won me money tonight. Won me money Saturday night. I didn't go crazy on this card. I went very light, risked only a unit, but I put half of it on Rosenstrike, so he was the most I had on any one fighter. So I cashed that, and there was a good bit riding on Biggie Boy. Like, I had gotten in the green. Cashing the Locker Room Talk podcast parlay got me like, I was up by like $3 or something. But when Rosenstrike won, dude, he was anchoring the Zhang lead. So Zahabi cleared, little sweat with Makayev, I guess, but he cleared. And then it's like, here we go, man. It's like, it's make or break. Either going to have a crazy good night or like just end up with a little bus money. And dude, didn't go exactly how I thought it would, but in the end, it kind of did. In the end, it was a levels fight. And it was like, dude, like, I didn't have the read like perfect. I'll tell you what, though, Moyes almost nailed that motherfucker. Shamil will get tired, and it would be like an attritional knockout, and I'll be damned if it won't. I mean, shit, like he fucking quit, man. Let's just call it spade a spade. He fucking quit. And I think Biggie Boy made him quit. I think Biggie Boy beat him to the point where he was looking for the exit, looking for the back door. And you can say, like, I'm not gonna call him like a bitch, but that he took the easy way out, man. I don't think he wanted to go back out there and either get knocked out or just get beat. Bernardo Sopai more credit than Shamil because he went out there and went out on a shield. Like, he was getting beat pillar to post, literally knocked around the octagon, but he still went out there and he did not want to. You go back and look at Bernardo. Go back and watch Vinicius Oliveira versus Bernardo Sopai, and go look at Bernardo between rounds 2 and 3. He definitely looked like he wanted out. Capital O-U-T. He did not want to be in that fucking fight. But he went out there, and he went out. Big turn. The young man went out on a shield. Shamil kind of went out like a punk. Well, nothing wrong with his fucking eye. I do not believe that for a second, man. He was getting jabbed in the nose and the mouth. So what he did was he started saying some shit about his eye to his corner, so to cause some confusion and some, really to buy himself some time so he could think about what the fuck he was trying to do. Because, like, I was starting to get pissed too, man, because I was like, dude, if he makes this something where he gets the translator involved to, like, buy himself extra breathing, because that's what I thought he was doing originally. But then I was like, no, dude, he's, like, trying to, like, get out of this. And by God, if he won't. Like, Goddard, and credit to Goddard for jumping on that and be like, nope, what did he say? No, he fucking said something to his corner. What was it? And he fucking pressed the corner too. He's like, do the right thing, man. Tell me what he fucking said. He was saying something about his eye. Now tell me what it was. And he was saying he couldn't see, which is bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. He quit. And Biggie Boy made him quit. The dude was a 12-0, never been tested, front-running fraud that got fucking fraud checked. It is a classic fraud checkening. He'd had one fucking, what 2 fights? Best wins are Stosic and Budai? And he's a favorite against Biggie Boy? Get the fuck out of here, dude. This is exactly what I said all fucking week. This is a levels fight. Biggie Boy is the way better striker. And Shamil he's untested. Maybe I just fight. And that's what I mean. Like, Rozenstruik been in there with Francis. He's at, what, like 6 main events now? 6 or 7? King of the Apex, baby. Get fucking Thunderstruck. Get Rozenstruck, motherfuckers. And cash that motherfucking Zhang Li. Dude, I cannot thank my boy Aaron the Dog enough. He has got your boy back on track. I am so glad I had faith in the Zhang Li because it came through in a big way. We were on the same page with Loic and Rozenstruik. And, yeah, took a leap of faith with Zahabi. Yeah, man, got to give Aaron all the credit in the world for having, like if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't tailed to Zhang Li and just bet Rozenstruik, like, I still would have won, but I ended up winning. Like, dude, I'm a fucking piker, man. I don't bet large sums of money, but I ended up, like, I risked $20 and ended up winning over 100. So I'm sitting in a better spot than I have been all year. And UFC Vegas 87 was the biggest night of the year for me. And now I'm up Well, I made going on 5 units, and I'm now sitting at close to 5 units of profit for the year. So yeah, in very large part to Aaron the Dog, Ayman Zahabi, Loic Rajabov, and Biggie Boy Rosenstrike. But back to the fight, man. Yeah, I think it's a good like placeholder spot for Rosenstrike. Like, no, he is still a legitimate heavyweight. You better be fucking good if you want to beat him. He is the gatekeeper, dude. He is the fucking gatekeeper to the elite, to the heavyweight elite. You can't beat Rosenstrike. You ain't doing nothing, Nathan, nada. That's it. If you can beat him, yeah, you are one of the best of the best. But if you can't, better luck next year. Yeah, they rushed him. Just that, but that's why he was the favorite though, because he had a nice shiny record. Big, scary fucking dad. He's a big tough. Hey, he's a big tough guy, big tough Russian guy. Hey, get the fuck out of here. There's Stosich, dude, a fucking UFC reject. And the whole thing. This was the whole fucking read. Is dude, what? And I get it, whether people want to admit it or not. I guarantee you, this is one of the little reads that people thought they were making with Shamil. Oh, dude, well, Jamal Hill couldn't knock out Darko Stosic. He went to decision, but Shamil knocked him out. I guarantee you some motherfuckers did that. Well, this was a very easy bet and a very easy pick. And just, dude, thank you. Biggie Boy Rosenstrike, Jairzinho, the king of Suriname. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but the king of Suriname, the king of the Apex, the king of UFC Vegas 87. And yeah, that capped off an incredible night. Best night of the year, insane finishes, and nothing better than winning a bet and closing it out with a finish. You don't have to sweat the final scorecards. It's like, nope, it's over. When Goddard waved it, it's fucking go, dude. Cash them all. So yeah, I was happy. But yeah, good night. And I need to update my Tapology percentage. I think I have the numbers right, but I did not see what, because you know how to do the pending thing. It'd be like, well, this many points pending. It's like, dude, just calculate the motherfucker. Tapology. But like, dude said he couldn't see. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Remember Prado just last weekend? How fucking destroyed his eye was? He still went out there and fought and swung for the fences. Shamil quit. Biggie made him quit, beat the fuck out of him. And yeah, I feel like I haven't I haven't given Biggie Boy quite enough love. I've just been talking about my fucking having a good night and all that shit, and Shamil being a fraud. But yeah, man, Rosenstrike is he's definitely the gatekeeper. And as far as the fight itself went, Shamil is the better grappler. But just because he's a better grappler than Rosenstrike doesn't mean that he is anywhere close to the best grappler that Biggie Boy's faced. And I think all that experience has helped him. Like, helped him not panic. Like, I think he learned a good bit from that Almeida fight. Like, dude, I need to work on some shit. So he definitely worked on his takedown defense. He having all that experience and all that 5-round experience definitely helped his cardio. And that was a big part in this. So again, I got to give Moyes credit because he had the 3rd or 4th round knockout for Biggie Boy. And that's kind of what happened. It was Shamil. Let's see. I'm trying to think of how I scored the first round. It was either the 1st or 2nd round that Shamil got the grappling going. He won that round. I think it was the first round. The second round, dude, he started getting popped with that jab, man. That's a left hook right there. Knocked his mouthpiece out, but hey, man, Rosenstrike won that fight with his fucking jab. Shout out to King Mo, and I can't remember his other coach's name, his head coach, but they were both giving him real good advice. King Mo in particular was like, dude, just work behind the jab. He doesn't move his head. He is already gassed out, man. That's another reason the jab is such an important punch and such an effective punch. You break somebody's nose, or you put a bunch of blood up in their nose, and they can't fucking breathe out of it. And if you can't breathe out of your nose, what's the only thing you can breathe out of? Your mouth. Mouth, gape, wide open, hanging wide open, sucking wind. You just can't. You breathe better nasally. Like you just that's a scientific fact, dude. It's better for your oxygen levels and shit and your cardio. But if you can't breathe through it, what are you gonna fucking do? So it sucks your cardio faster. Mouth hanging wide open, easier to get knocked out. And yeah, it was a prime example of the jab being used effectively and why it's so effective. Bust somebody's nose up, and it's going to start affecting them, especially if they have bad cardio. Shamil was sucking wind by the start of the second round. And by the end of it, into the second, into the third, he was busted up. And then Rosenstrike started sitting down on the punches. Started sitting down on right hands, started putting combos together, putting left hooks behind it. And made him quit, dude. Beat his fucking ass. And I know Jackie Boy's kind of reeling from that one. I'm not mentioning Jack's name to like dog him. I'm literally only mentioning it because I think Jack said that if Rosenstrike won, that he'd like to see him versus the Black Beast next. And I think that is an excellent fight. I'd love to see that. So yeah, that's the only reason I bring that up. So shout out to my dude Jackie Boy. I know it was kind of a rough one. I'm not trying to rub salt into an open wound. You get him next week. But that is why I brought that up, because I think that's a great shout, man. That's a great fight, and I'd love to see it. So I think next for Rosenstrike, something like that. Yeah, another dude, a little bit older, but still got a hell of a punch. Two big punchers. Be cool. So that's my Vegas 87 recap. That's all I got on Vegas 87, boys. And I don't have a ton on oh yeah, I do want to check this Tapology thing. I don't have a ton on UFC 299, but I'll talk about it for a second. I made a couple bets, and Aaron will compile another Zhang Li, and I will tail it. And then we'll make a parlay with the boys on Thursday on the Locker Room Talk podcast, and then that will probably be my slate. Tap in. Let's fucking go, dude. Almost back to 63%. So, let's see. So my prediction results were pretty fucking good. Moving back in the right direction. 62.9% now on Tapology. So I had a very good night with picks. Had my best night of the year with bets. And like I said, I'm up over 4 units now. So thank you to Aaron the dog. And thank you, Loic Rajabov, Ayman Zahabi, and definitely Biggie Boy Rosenstrike. That shit was tight. His betting at 87 was fraud check, but nah, Jack's the real deal. No, fucking with Jackie Boy. So let's see. Noah got some zingers lately, dude. Fucking cracking me up on stream, man. All right, what we got here? What the fuck am I talking about? All right, 299. Let's talk a little 299. Sitting pretty. Got a couple bets. And I'm going to risk it all. I'm going to fucking risk 4.8 units and just double it and triple it. I will go a little heavier, probably at 299. Probably going to look at like a unit and a half. But that's usually the first thing I like to do. Like, okay, before I even make any kind of bets or even look at the card, how much do I really want to get invested in this card? Like, how much do I think I want to get invested? So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like a unit and a half, and based on what I bet, that's going to be it probably. So, got a little slate together. We'll add to it as the week goes. Like I said, we'll tell the John Lee, make a parlay on the podcast Thursday, and then see what happens. Alrighty. UFC 299 is going down in Florida. The fight card, the pay-per-view is pretty good. The prelims aren't bad, and the early prelims are atrocious. I think it's being a little. At first, I saw it and I was like, dude, this is killer. Like, this is an awesome. And it's like, it's okay. It's not bad. I'm not going to shit on it. It's like a B. I give this, on paper, I give this one a B. Maybe that's a little generous. Maybe that's a little harsh. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. That's what I think it is. I think it's like a B. Yan and Song is a dope fight. I don't care whether people like Petr Yan or don't, or like Song Yadong or don't. Yan versus Song is a fucking pimp fight. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's a banger. That's your pay-per-view. Is it the curtain jerker? I think it is. That's a dope fight. I'm sorry, I just don't give a fuck about Holland and MVP. That is a fight that like would have been cool like 3 or 4 years ago, but I'm just not up for it, dude. I don't like. Everyone seems to be so pumped for that. I could give a fuck, man. I got Holland in that. I just don't care though. I don't like. I'm not interested in getting like invested in Kevin Holland. Like he's another dude. He's very talented and dangerous, but he's just fucking untrustworthy, man. And I don't like fighting a point fighter like MVP. That one's just gonna get greasy. I feel like that's greasy split all fucking day. Maybe a Holland knockout. I don't know, man. MVP. He only has a couple losses, and it's to pretty good fighters, but he doesn't have like a crazy good signature win. His best wins, like what? Paul Daly, nothing to do with that. I just want to sit back. It'll probably be reasonably entertaining, but I see a lot of just like staring and like fainting and just it's just going to be death by faint. And I don't know, man. I'm just not that hyped for it. But I feel like everyone's trying to pump that one up. It would have been cool like 2 or 3 years ago when MVP was a little younger, and I just feel like the ship's kind of sailed on him, man. Like everyone's trying to act like him coming to the UFC is some like crazy thing. It's like it's a few years too late, honestly, if you ask me. But I mean, it's not the worst fight in the world. It's just like I feel like people are trying to make it into more than it is, or more than it would have been. And like, you know, if that fight had happened in 2019, 2020, be like, oh, fucking sick. But kind of missed the boat a little bit, honestly. Let's look at this card. UFC Skitty. So yeah, there are a couple fighters on this card that I am extremely biased towards, and I do have an extremely biased parlay, and I could give a motherfuck what anybody thinks about it because it's already a done deal. I don't care if anybody thinks, well, the other side is actually the side. I don't give a fuck. My two favorite fighters on the card are slight favorites or sort of moderate favorites. Put them together, almost plus 200, and y'all can kiss my fucking ass. But the first bet that I made is actually on the main card. But it's like, yeah, the early prelim headliner, Michelle and Olasechuk, that's a great fight. But I got Demolidor. If you know anything about me in this channel, this is a Michelle Pereira friendly channel. And yeah, if you thought that I won't gonna bet Michelle at what? It's like minus 170 now. What did I parlay him at? I feel like I got it a little bit better than that when I bet it yesterday. Let's see. Because I made these bets. Well, I made one today and I made the other last night. All right, let's see. All right. Yes, I placed this one. Well, it was technically still today, but it was early Sunday morning. Last night, basically. Yeah. And this was no, I take this back. This was the first bet I made. Yeah. And Michelle is the first leg of it. So yeah, I definitely like Pereira. I think it's gonna be a footwork thing. Footwork, I think he's the more fleet of foot fighter, and I think Olasechuk is more plotting. I think he's going to be chasing him. I think he's going to be walking on to right hands. Now, I could see Olasechuk maybe knocking him out, but I don't know, man. Pereira's pretty tough. Everyone's like, man, get smashed by Dusko. Yeah, Dusko sucks. It's like, well, that was like a TKO, like a ground and pound TKO. But I mean, he's been knocked out before, so it wouldn't stun me, but I think Olasechuk is just a little bit overrated, and I think Pereira is a little underrated. I think Pereira could maybe even be a little bit wider of a favorite. And I'm probably famous last words. Ola probably gonna knock him out in the fucking first round, but I don't know, man. I'm not a big like Olasechuk dude. He just doesn't. He doesn't have a fucking signature win. Cheaty's a good win. I'm not going to hate on that. Cheaty's a good win, but Brundage, Alvey, Gamzatov, like, get out of here, dude. He's just kind of mid to me, man. And like, not bad. Not gonna say he's bad. Like, I'm not gonna call him like a jobber, but he's an action fighter. I'll call him an action fighter. But Pereira's kind of that too. So I mean, I guess I get why it's kind of close, but I just think Pereira is just more skilled, more explosive, more unpredictable. Olasechuk's pretty meat and potatoes boxing, kickboxing. Oh, definitely powerful. I can see him knocking Michelle out, but nah, dude, I think maybe not fought the higher level competition. Nah, I don't even know beaten. Like Ponzi's a pretty good win. I don't know. Yeah, kind of close. Like I get it, I guess. But you can definitely point to Pereira's like he hasn't beaten the highest level competition, but I don't think you can really say that Olasechuk has beaten the highest level either. I guess that's my point. It's like, yeah, he on paper, the loss to Conley looks terrible. He got stopped by Dushko. Like he's gotten submitted before. He lost to Carlston Harris. Like, I get it. But like I said, what's Olasechuk's best one? Cheaty. Michelle is not as shop worn as Cheaty. He's got way better footwork. I think he's underrated, man. So yeah, I'll take that. What did I get that leg at? That's what I pulled this up for. I think it was like minus 150. Let's see. I bet this last night at 1:20 a.m. Oh man, yeah, both. I got both of these legs at minus 142, and a little bit more money's coming on Pereira. But yeah, I got Pereira. I parlayed Pereira at minus 142. Who we got in here? What up, boy? What up, homeboy? You're right on time, brother. Good to see you, man. How you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, shout out to the Dome, man. Up in here strong. Shout out to the General Alex Ramirez, my dude. Yeah, just talking about 299. But yeah, I hope you had a good weekend, man. Good to see you. But yeah, I parlayed Pereira at minus 142. And I mean, you can probably guess who the other leg is. But as far as the main card, I do want to talk about another fight or two before I get too crazy, or just the card in general. Sorry, I know I'm kind of jumping around, but that's how I do for the previews. I don't necessarily go like all the way through the fight card. The prelims aren't bad. I'm not going to shit too much on the prelims. I want nothing to do with Blades and Almeida. That's another thing I'm trying to do. If it's like I can't decide, I'm just like, not betting it. Just pass. If I can't decide, if I can't look at a fight without delving too deep in it and like decide right then and there who I think is going to win, whether I think I'm going to bet it or not, if I can't decide that, I know that I'm passing. Like Blades Almeida, not too much. I've already thought about too much. Nope. And like, dude, I'll tell you what. Oh, man. Pedro Munoz is a really tempting bet, but I'm kind of getting like Petrino Pedro vibes. I'm really tempted to bet Munoz, but I don't know, man. It's a good number. He's like the level of competition is not remotely close. I don't know. I think he's maybe a little bit of disrespect. Bit of a step down, man. Probably his biggest step down sometime. I mean, he just went the distance with Cheeto. So I don't know, man. I might be talking myself into a little Munoz stab here. And I made one underdog. I bet one underdog and made one parlay. But I would be fucking lying to you if I said that fucking Munoz money line won't tempt him. Give Kyler an old vet lesson. I mean, going from Howney to Pedro, that's a little bit of a step up. But I don't know, man. Sold on Kyler Phillips. And like I said, I think I might have. I just talked myself into a Munoz bet. Have I just done that? I talked myself into a Loic bet live on stream, and it worked out. Do it 2 weeks in a row. Sitting at plus 205. I think so. I think I'm doing it. I think I'm gonna put a quarter unit on Pedro. Yeah, I like it. Quarter unit pays over half a unit. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see. Yeah, yep. Quarter unit on Munoz. Done placed it. Bet less than time, boys. Let's go. I'm sorry. So you fight Cheeto and then all of a sudden you're washed? Nah, throw him out. Throw him out with the wash. I think Kyler Phillips is a winnable fight. So yeah, let's go. Former 170 versus former 205. Pretty sure Michelle will be bigger too. Oh, you're talking about Demolidor? Yeah. Appreciate it, Holmes. Yeah, I don't. I was looking at that. And it's like, man, Pedro's pretty tough. I don't see him getting knocked out by Phillips. Like, yeah, I hate the reach disadvantage, and I hate the age disadvantage. But man, he's not washed, dude. He's been fighting in like main events and co-main events, and dude, big step down for him and a big step up for Kyler. And I just don't not sold on Phillips, dude. I'll take the plus 205. So yeah, that's putting my little slate together. Lobby, you missed. O'Malley wins by decision plus 380. It's like plus 125 now. Ha ha ha. I still have Vera inside the distance. I don't care what you have. No, I'm just playing. What up, Lobby? What up, player? What are you vaping on? Something crazy? Rainbow belts for me. Matter of fact, I need to smoke some more. What are you doing in the lobby? You have a good weekend? I killed it at UFC Vegas 87. No big deal. Nah, man. I didn't move no needles, but I'll tell you what, had my best night of the year. I'm actually up, by more than like a unit or two. So I'm feeling good, feeling confident going into this card. And yeah, just going to kind of trust my instincts and not think about shit too hard. Burns is tempting too, but what I don't like about that is his competition. And like, I just feel like I don't like his chin. I don't know. I just don't trust it. It's tempting, very tempting, but I don't know, man. I'm not sold on Kyler Phillips, but I think the Holland fight showed me a lot with Della, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Tempting. But Burns was like, what is it? He was like plus 114 or something. He still might be. He still might be that WDB. Yeah, still plus 114. So yeah, it's tempting, but no. I wish Holland was the underdog. I might bet Holland if the line flipped, but no, I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, I like Munoz as a dog, and I also like another gentleman as a dog, and I think the time has come to talk about that fight. Has the time come to talk about that fight right now? Man, I don't know. Let me look at this fucking card again. It might be. Hold on. Chikagan, Macy Barber, pass. Big fucking pass, dude. No, thank you. Scamrot. I will be rooting for RDA, but I'm gonna have to pick Scamrot. I feel like he's just gonna rat RDA. Like RDA is a really good wrestler and a good grappler, but he's just long in the tooth, man. I've just seen him get worked too much. I'm gonna be pulling for him, but I just can't bet it. I don't know if I can even pick it. I'm probably gonna end up just being a bitch and picking Gamrot, but like, God, I hope he loses. I'm rooting for Rafael so much, man. Blades Almeida, I don't want anything to do with it just because I don't have a strong read on it. And like I said earlier, if I have to think too much, like Chikagan Barber, it's like, I slightly favor Macy, but it's like, I don't, nope. Chikagan could choke her way to a fucking decision. And one thing I know about Chikagan, choke is going to choke. And Barber can kind of be Air Chun-Li, just yeah, and just hit nothing. So pass. Almeida Blades, fucking pass. No way. No thanks. But yeah, that's kind of my general kind of me thoughts on it, but I will. Well, hell, I've already said it. I've already pretty much said it in the group chat. So Let's do it, man. This is my underdog, the first underdog that I bet. The one I feel the Rosenstrike and Gaziev being a levels fight. I think that Munoz and Phillips could be a levels fight. That's why I bet Munoz. And I think that the co-main event is going to be a levels fight. And that is why I can't believe I've done this. But I bet Dusty. I bet the damn Luzan and Swamp Rat. Damnedest thing I've ever done before. But I had to do it, man. I'm sorry. Dustin Poirier is not no fucking Thiago Moises and Matt Frevola. I've been fading Benoit, just trying to but it's because I keep seeing things that I don't like. He keeps winning and he keeps doing it in a crazy way, but he's also just so reckless. Dude, Poirier is too seasoned for that, man. Dustin, I don't care what people say. I've criticized Poirier more than a lot of fucking people have, dude. I do not like Dustin Poirier. I've gone on record so many times dogging Poirier and talking about how I can't stand him, all that fake nice guy shit that he does. I just don't like it. But he is just a better fucking fighter. He's beaten better competition. He's fought better competition. He's been fighting for way fucking longer. And I just don't buy that he's completely toast. But I don't know, man. He was pretty fucking competitive with Justin. I know both of them are they're kind of getting to the peak of the crest of their waves, if you will, them off. So I like that. And man, dude, Benoit's taking some whoopings in these fights, and he comes out on the other end of it. If he gets to a firefight with Poirier, I like the dude that's way more battle tested, with not like actual war, but in the octagon. Benoit's getting beat on by Zaleski and shit. And I know it's a weight class up, but man, Poirier is just the better fighter. And I think if anybody gets broken in this one, it's going to be Benoit. And everyone's like, "Oh, you can't break special forces guys." I've seen them break in the octagon before. Seen Tim Kennedy broke in the octagon. I've seen yeah. They're human, man. They're way tougher than pretty much everyone else, but they're still human and they can still be knocked out and broken. And I've just seen it happen. And so have y'all. So to say it's impossible, no, dude, Benoit can't be broken. It's who is he fighting though that's really gonna break him? Ishmael Bonfim, Matt Frevola. Come on, man. Nah. Dustin is too big of a step up from fucking Matt Frevola. I don't care what anybody says. So yeah. Let's get this slate up there. Yeah, bet Dusty. Bet him today at what was it, plus 165, I think. Plus 164. He's now at plus 170. Money just keeps coming in on Benoit. Come on. Come on with it, dude. Yeah, plus 164. Half unit. He's my biggest dog this week. I'm not going crazy. Unit and a half probably total for the whole card. Quarter unit on Munoz. Half unit on Poirier. And then a quarter unit on this parlay. And I'm sure you can imagine who the closing leg of that is. And that parlay is plus 190. So yeah, this is my slate so far. Now, Wednesday, I'm gonna make a pick for Curtis Blades and Almeida, and also Macy Barber and Caitlin Chikagan. I'm really on the fence with those two, but if you want to find out who I am picking, you're gonna have to tune into Aaron the Dog MMA movie trivia. I will reveal my takes and predictions on those two at that time. But for right now, these are my bets that I've made. These are my shots that I'm calling earlier than usual. Let's see. Okay, this was the first bet I made, so I'll put it up first. Damn it. Pays. How much is that? What's this parlay pay? It pays. Point 7? Yeah. 0.25. It pays 0.7. And it is. First parlay I made. This is my super bias. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. These are my two favorite fighters on the card, but I actually do think they both win. But this is my super bias two-piece. Y'all can kiss my ass if you think it hits or not. It's going to. And y'all can get mad about it. But yeah, give me Michelle and Piotr. I mean, their opponents are both live. Michelle's live to knock Pereira out, and Song is certainly live to beat Jan. Like, Song has become one of my favorite bantamweights, but your boy is still a Jan stan. I have been for a while, and he has been God damn, Jan has been getting so disrespected in recent fights, and you would swear he's just getting obliterated. It's like, dude, he was whooping Aljo's ass at the end of that rematch, and like, he defended 20 fucking takedowns from Merab. I'm sorry, that's impressive. But everyone's like, it's just Aljo Fargats and like Merab lovers. I know that's a lot of it, but like, I just think Jan's a little bit like, they're both good strikers. I think Jan's a little bit tighter with his boxing. Like, I think Jan hits a little bit harder. I think Jan is a little bit like more crafty, and like, the grappling is really close. It's a really close fight. It is like, it should be a pick 'em. But with me being a Jan stan and getting a nice money line like that on him, yeah, it could bite me, but I don't give a fuck. He's my favorite bantamweight. Pereira is my favorite. I guess, what's that? Is that a middleweight fight? Yeah, he's a middleweight now. I was gonna say welterweight, but I think it's a middleweight. Yeah. So yeah, give me Demolidor, who I think. I mean, you think he ain't on the sauce? Please, we juice to the fucking titties. Be looking like a brick shit house, not slowing down, and yeah, I think his cardio's improved and better footwork, a little more explosive. I think he'll win the big moments, and I think he can stay out of danger. I see Olasechek lunging a lot, over swinging, and Michelle doing a lot of circling and pull countering, and yeah, hands down the best fight on the early prelims. And dude, to open the main card with Jan and Song, that is fucking dank. And that's why I have to give this card, like, overall, the main card's maybe a little overrated, but I'm still going to give it a B overall. Like, the prelims aren't bad. Other than the early prelim headliner, the rest of the early prelims are shit, but that's usually the case. The prelims aren't bad, I guess. Munoz Phillips isn't bad. Gamrot RDA is kind of neat. Totally shit on the prelims. And like I said, the main card maybe a little overrated. I don't like the O'Malley and Cheeto thing as much as some people do. I don't know, man. I'm not a huge O'Malley fan. I like Sean, like, as a fighter. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's an incredibly skilled striker, but I'm just not like an O'Malley lover. I'm a Jan lover. God damn it. But I've never been a big fan. I just don't like Cheeto. I respect him as a fighter. He's a badass fighter. He's really fucking tough. He works at a crazy fucking clip. Cardio is insane. He is a badass fighter. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. Like he's kind of a whiner, dude. He's kind of a whiny baby. He's a dickhead, and he's just kind of a prick, man. I don't know. I just don't like Cheeto. Everyone's talking about what a nice guy is. He's kind of a fucking douchebag to me. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, but it's a close one. I don't know in the rematch. So again, this is another one where I'm gonna get my full like prediction and breakdown and all that Wednesday on Aaron's show. So make sure y'all tune in Wednesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Aaron the Dog MMA and movie trivia. But without further ado, this is the rest of my slate. Jan and Pereira is the first bet. The next bet was a man that was born on the bayou. Born on the bayou. Come on, Dusty. Show them what's what levels where, what's what, and what's who, and who's what, and who's which. I don't give a shit who said what or who did what and who did who. Dusty, if you want to whoop his ass, you can do that too. Then why no fucking Justin Gaethje? You do get out of here. Going tooth and nail with fucking jabronis. Dustin's been fighting nothing but like top fighters. Forget it, I guess. Dustin could get knocked out. He just got knocked out, but I just don't think that Benoit, he's good, but I think he might get checked a little bit. I think he might get checked a little bit here. But we'll see. Now plus 164, not plus 165. Plus 164. All right, and I put a half unit on it for to say. That brings back 1.3. Yes, 1.3. To say. So Jan and Pereira, Dusty, and rounding it out thus far is page plus 205 quarter unit pays, what did I say, 0.8. Time reminder. I'll remind you the damn time. Pays 1.2. Or no, excuse me, pays 0.7. There we go. That's what I got so far. So that is a unit right there. And then, like I said, with the last half unit, that will go into the Zhang Li, the podcast part that may, I don't know, maybe another. Nah, I'm not going to bet any more underdogs, man. I'm not going to bet anymore. That's enough. 2 dogs, a parlay, a super biased parlay. I don't give a fuck. And then, yeah, a couple more parlays, and that'll be it. That will be it. Not going crazy. catch up to the comments. I think he's getting knocked out in a 5-rounder. If he tries to go out there and I just think Dustin's a way more technical striker. I think he's a better striker, period. He's a way better boxer. I think it's at a high clip too. So if Benoit can't get the grappling going, Dustin's gonna knock him out. Yeah, and I just let's see. Sorry. Old dogs as dogs parlay. I don't hate it. It's gonna be, you're gonna get crazy fucking odds. Like that's, you got a pair if you bet that. But dude, I'm saying, man, Macy is way better than she gets credit for. People love to hate on Barber, and it's because they bet Miranda Maverick against her, and that's what it is. Everyone fucking hammered Maverick, and they got burned, and they've let that cloud their judgment. But like, Macy's a good fighter. She's still improving. She's only 25, has had what, like almost 10 UFC fights. Like she's, you know, for someone that's had injuries and shit, like she still fights semi-regularly. Like I feel like we see her once or twice a year at least. Maybe I'm mistaken with that, but I feel like she's not an incredibly inactive fighter, like no more than others. So yeah, I've always been a little bit higher on Barber than some people. I think she pull a fast one a couple times. They're both fighters that can get robberies, so I don't want nothing to do with that shit. That is more than enough for me to pass. Yeah, going to war again this week, huh? That's all right. I'll see you on the field battle. I'll shake your hand before we fucking try and kill each other, so to speak. Figuratively. Not really. Not really. As long as one of us wins, it'll be good for the cause, I suppose. But best of luck. Please don't fucking tell me that. No. God damn it. God damn it. No, why'd you tell me that? Well, that's why I'm only risking a half unit. I thought about maybe parlaying. I thought about maybe betting like Dustin inside the distance is like a prop, but man, if he's saying the R word, yep. You gotta. I don't like that. I definitely don't like that. Buyer's remorse, but we'll see. I've done that before. Made bets that I didn't like and they've hit. So, or that I've had some buyer's remorse and like, oh, I don't think I should have done that, and it still ends up coming through. So, whatever. I'm not keeping my unit management in check. Shout out to my dude Jackie Boy for the great advice. Jack Attack MMA. But yeah, I still like Dustin. But I don't like to hear that for sure. Who was his last fight against? Oh, fuck, I can't remember. Was it Gutierrez? I know he fought Gutierrez recently. I just can't remember if that was like his last fight or not. Yeah, it was Gutierrez. Yeah. I don't remember that fight a whole lot, honestly. Like what exactly happened. But yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same thing for Song. Like he's got the win over Cheeto that looks really, really good. But other than that, is like I just think Jan's beaten us slightly higher. Towards the end of the Corey Sandhagen fight, but he kind of got tuned up too. and Jan kind of beat Corey's ass. Like it was pretty clear on Corey fight who the better fighter was, and I kind of thought it was clear at the end of the Sandhagen Song fight who the better fighter was. So kind of based on, I know that's some shaky MMA math, but I just feel like Jan's a little bit a high level, not by much. Like I think it's a close fucking fight. I think a pick'em is fair, but hey, not even minus 200 on Jan. That's too tempting for me, man. With my bias, I couldn't help myself. No, it says rather have Yadong Yan as a main event. Yeah, I don't hate that as a fight night. Rebelde de España. Rebel's a guy 6'8", 87-inch reach, but has only fought tomato cans. Who does that remind you of? Oh, Shamil. I like him sight unseen versus Parisian. Dude, I don't blame you, man. I don't hate it. He probably will win. I mean, what's Parisian there to do besides collect a check and fucking? I remember when everybody was on Hebus to beat Barber. Yeah, that's yeah, that's kind of, that could be kind of that's a little ambiguous. I don't know. That's a little, it's hinting at it, but it's not. Yeah, I don't think Benoit is retiring Poirier. I don't see that, man. Gutierrez outstruck Yadong, then Yadong laid and prayed. Very forgettable. Yeah. And man, I don't care what anybody says. If you are not fucking like an elite of elite, like Song Yadong is a good grappler. He's trained at Alpha Male for a long time. He's improved his grappling. He's a good grappler. You've got to be an elite grappler to ragdoll Yan. I'm sorry, you just do, man. Like like on a consistent basis. To do what, not everyone can do what Merab did to him. Not everyone can do what Aljo did to him as far as like the grappling, like taking the back like that. Song Yadong is not going to fucking do that shit. They're going to stand and bang. They're both two really good strikers and guys that take a lot of pride in their striking. They're a couple of badasses, man, and they're going to fucking get in there and see who's more badass. I think we're in for a sweet fight here, man. I think Yan versus Song is a fucking pimp tight fight, and I'm really looking forward to it. Got to ride with my dude Yan, but man, that's a banger, dude. To curtain jerk the pay per view, I can't hate on it. But yeah, I got to go with Yan. So yeah, man, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here soon, boys. Make it a 2-hour stream, but it wasn't bad, man. For just like a spur of the moment, kind of whatever. Got 5-6 people in here, so I appreciate everyone that came through. Take another toke or so and call her a night. But I don't feel like he wants to retire on a fight like this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he could still, like, I don't know. I feel like the line should be a pick'em, to be perfectly honest with you. Now it's getting even steeper and steeper. It's like, dude, yeah. Fuck yeah, I'll take over plus 150 for Poirier. Mm-hmm. The way more tested fighter. Way more tested. So, yeah, that's about all I got, gentlemen. But I appreciate y'all's time. And hope you have a good rest of the evening. And have a good start to the week. I'm going to throw the jingle on and get to getting. Like I said, man, pretty good one for a spur of the moment stream. So thank y'all, dude. Have a great week. Best of luck with all your shit, making your plays and your predictions and all that. And make sure y'all tune in Wednesday night. If I can find the banner. Make sure y'all tune in Wednesday night to Aaron the Dog MMA and Movie Trivia. Aaron does his UFC breakdown show every Wednesday at 10. Your boy has been blessed enough to be a co-host on that show for going on a year now. So shout out to my dude. Very much looking forward to breaking down 299 with the dog himself. So tune in Wednesday night at 10. Thursday, there will be another episode of Hub, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, etc. Check it out. Last week was a banger. Your boy came through, planted the flag on Rosenstrike, nailed it. Shamil got Rosenstruck and nailed the parlay too, man. Urseg, Makayev, and Vinicius Oliveira. And dude, I would be remiss if I did not mention once again, Aaron the Dog. You are a fucking genius for parlaying Amin Zahabi. Not a fucking soul on planet Earth had the stones to do that except you, my friend. So from the bottom of my heart, I truly thank you. It was awesome cash, and I will give you full credit on that for the reason that I am up now for the year. So yeah, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to the boys at Pub. Check it out. And man, last but certainly not least, shout out to the fucking Dome, man. Shout out and salute to y'all. Y'all are the fucking core of my audience, dude. And I appreciate it, man. Have a great week. I'll be shooting the shit with y'all as it rolls on. And yeah, hope to see y'all on the streams. And fuck, dude. Y'all have a good one. Thanks again. 2 cents. Appreciate it. Catch you on the next one. Who the fuck knows when that's going to be. But thanks again, y'all. Peace.